White-tailed deer, common in North America, known for its white tail that flashes when it runs. This iconic species is one of the most widely distributed and recognized large mammals in the Americas. When startled, the white-tailed deer raises its tail, a behavior known as flagging, which serves as a visual alarm to other deer in the area, warning them of potential danger. This tail is bushy and brown on top, but brilliantly white underneath. Their adaptability is remarkable, allowing them to thrive in a variety of habitats, from dense forests and woodlands to suburban backyards and agricultural fields. Their diet is equally versatile, consisting of leaves, twigs, fruits, nuts, and grasses, which changes depending on the season and availability. During the spring and summer, they feast on lush green vegetation, while in the fall and winter, they rely on woody browse, acorns, and leftover crops. The males, or bucks, grow a new set of antlers each year, which are shed in the late winter or early spring after the mating season, known as the rut. These antlers are used primarily for display and for sparring with rival males to establish dominance and breeding rights. The size and complexity of a buck's antlers are generally an indicator of his age and health. Females, or does, typically give birth to 1 to 3 fawns in the late spring. The fawns are born with a reddish-brown coat covered in white spots, which provides excellent camouflage, helping them hide from predators like coyotes, wolves, and bobcats. This spotted coat is usually shed after about 3 to 4 months as they grow into their adult coloration. Red deer, one of the largest species native to Europe and parts of Asia. Males have impressive antlers. The red deer is a majestic animal, steeped in the folklore and history of the Old World, and is closely related to the North American elk. The stags, or male red deer, are particularly famous for their magnificent branching antlers, which can grow to be quite large, sometimes reaching over 1 meter in span and weighing several kilograms. These antlers are a symbol of strength and are grown and shed annually. During the autumn rut, the forests and moorlands of Europe and Asia echo with the powerful, roaring calls of the stags. This vocalization, known as bellowing, is used to attract females, called hinds, and to intimidate rival males. Stags will often engage in dramatic fights, locking their antlers and pushing against each other with immense force to compete for access to a group of hinds. Red deer exhibit significant seasonal changes in their coat. In the summer, their fur is a rich, reddish-brown, which gives the species its name. As winter approaches, this coat is replaced by a thicker, shaggier one that is more grayish-brown, providing better insulation against the cold. They are social animals, typically living in single-sex herds for most of the year, with males and females only coming together during the mating season. Their diet consists mainly of grasses, heather, and dwarf shrubs, but they will also browse on tree shoots and bark when other food is scarce. Roe deer, small and graceful deer found in Europe, reddish-brown in summer and grey in winter. The roe deer is a delicate and elegant species, often seen at dawn and dusk in woodlands, farmland, and heathland across Europe. They are relatively small compared to other deer, with a slender build and long, graceful legs that allow for surprising speed and agility. One of their most distinctive features is their seasonal coat change. In the summer months, they sport a sleek, bright reddish-brown coat that helps them blend in with the vibrant foliage. As winter sets in, this is replaced by a much thicker and duller grey-brown or even dark grey coat, which provides crucial camouflage against the muted winter landscape and offers superior insulation. Male roe deer, known as bucks, have small, relatively simple antlers with typically no more than 3 points. These antlers are shed in the autumn and begin to regrow almost immediately, covered in a soft layer of velvet throughout the winter. Unlike many other deer species, roe deer do not form large herds and are often solitary or live in small family groups. A unique aspect of their reproductive cycle is a phenomenon called embryonic diapause, or delayed implantation. After mating in midsummer, the fertilized egg does not immediately implant in the uterus, but remains in a state of suspended development for several months, only implanting in early winter. This ensures that the fawns are born in the late spring, when food is plentiful and conditions are favorable for their survival. Sika deer, originating from East Asia, has white spots and a musical, high-pitched call. The Sika deer is a compact and hardy species native to the forests of East Asia, including Japan, Taiwan, and parts of mainland China. They are easily recognizable by their coat, which often retains its white spots into adulthood, unlike many other deer species where spots are only present in fawns. These spots provide effective camouflage in the dappled light of their woodland habitats. The coloration of their coat can vary from a deep mahogany brown to a lighter chestnut, with a distinct dark stripe running down their back. Sika deer are perhaps best known for their diverse and extensive vocalizations. They produce a wide range of sounds, from soft whistles to strange screaming calls, but are most famous for a musical, high-pitched call that can sound surprisingly human-like and carry over long distances. Stags also emit a loud, multi-phased bugle during the autumn rut. Male Sika deer possess elegant, branched antlers that are typically smaller and more slender than those of the red deer. Sika have been widely introduced to other parts of the world, including Europe and North America, where they have proven to be highly adaptable. In some areas, they are known to hybridize with the native red deer, producing fertile offspring that can make species identification challenging. They are primarily browsers, feeding on leaves, twigs, and bark, but will also graze on grasses and other herbaceous plants. Fallow deer, medium-sized with palmate, flat antlers, and a spotted coat. The fallow deer is perhaps most distinguished by the unique shape of the antlers grown by the males, or bucks. Unlike the pointed, branching antlers of most deer species, mature fallow bucks develop palmate antlers, which are flattened and broad at the ends, somewhat resembling the palm of a human hand. This species also exhibits a remarkable range of coat colors, a trait known as polymorphism. The most common color variation is a chestnut coat with white spots on the flanks and back, similar to a fawn's, which is retained throughout the year. However, other color morphs exist, including a very dark, almost black variety known as melanistic, a pale, creamy white version called leucistic, and a common brown form without spots. Originally native to the Mediterranean region, the fallow deer has been introduced across the globe for ornamental and hunting purposes, and is now one of the most widespread deer species in the world. They are social animals that often gather in herds. During the autumn rut, bucks establish and defend small territories called stands, from which they call out to females with a deep, groaning bellow. They are adaptable feeders, with a diet that includes a mix of grazing on grasses and browsing on the leaves and shoots of trees and shrubs. Their presence in parks and country estates throughout Europe has made them a familiar and cherished part of the landscape for centuries. Mule deer, found in western North America, has large mule-like ears. The mule deer gets its name from its most prominent feature, its exceptionally large ears, which are long and wide like those of a mule. These oversized ears can move independently of each other, allowing the deer to pivot them in different directions to effectively capture and pinpoint sounds from its environment, providing an excellent early warning system against predators like mountain lions and coyotes. Another distinguishing characteristic is their method of movement when startled. Instead of running with a smooth gait, mule deer often move in a series of high, stiff-legged bounces with all 4 feet hitting the ground at once. This bounding motion, called stotting, allows them to clear obstacles easily and navigate the rough, broken terrain of their western habitats. They are found throughout the mountainous regions and arid landscapes of western North America, from the Rocky Mountains to the Pacific coast. Their antlers differ from those of their white-tailed deer cousins. While white-tailed deer antlers branch from a single main beam, mule deer antlers are bifurcated, meaning they fork into two, and then each of those branches forks again. Their tail is also different, being narrow with a black tip, in contrast to the broad, white-fringed tail of the white-tail. Mule deer are primarily browsers, feeding on woody vegetation, shrubs, and twigs, a diet well-suited to the often dry environments they inhabit. Chital, spotted deer, native to India and Sri Lanka, golden brown coat with white spots year-round. Also known as the axis deer, the chital is widely regarded as one of the most beautiful deer species in the world. Its stunning coat is a bright, golden brown to rufous brown, covered in prominent white spots that persist throughout its life, providing excellent camouflage in the dappled sunlight of the forests and grasslands of the Indian subcontinent. Unlike many deer from temperate climates, the chital does not have a specific, synchronized mating season. Instead, males can be in rut, and females can give birth at any time of the year, though there is often a peak in breeding activity that coincides with the availability of lush vegetation after the monsoons. Consequently, it is common to see bucks with antlers in all stages of development, from hard, polished antlers to those still covered in velvet within the same herd at the same time. The antlers of the male chital are long, graceful, and typically have 3 tines. Chital are highly social animals and live in large herds, which can sometimes number over 100 individuals. This herding behavior provides safety in numbers from their primary predators, such as tigers and leopards. They are often found in association with other animals, like langur monkeys. The monkeys, feeding in the trees above, often drop fruit and leaves for the deer to eat, and in return, the deer's keen sense of smell and hearing help to detect predators, creating a mutually beneficial relationship. Reindeer, caribou, Arctic deer known for both males and females having antlers, adapted to cold climates. The reindeer, known as caribou in North America, is the only deer species in which both the males and females regularly grow antlers. While the antlers of males, bulls, are larger and more elaborate, females, cows, use their smaller antlers to defend food sources, particularly in winter when food is scarce, and to protect their calves. Reindeer are uniquely adapted to survive in the harsh, cold environments of the Arctic and subarctic tundra, taiga, and mountains. Their bodies are covered in a dense, 2-layered coat consisting of a woolly undercoat and longer hollow guard hairs. These hollow hairs trap air, providing superb insulation against freezing temperatures and also giving the deer buoyancy when swimming across rivers during their long migrations. Their large, broad hooves act like snowshoes, helping them walk on top of soft snow and dig through it to find lichen, their primary winter food source. This digging behavior is known as cratering. The hoof pads also change with the seasons, becoming soft and spongy in the summer for better traction on wet ground, and shrinking and hardening in the winter to expose the hoof rim, which helps to cut into ice and crusted snow. Some populations of reindeer undertake some of the longest migrations of any terrestrial mammal on Earth, traveling thousands of kilometers each year between their summer and winter ranges in search of food. Elk, wapiti, large North American deer species, males bugle loudly during mating season. The elk, also known by the Shawnee name wapiti, meaning white rump, is one of the largest members of the deer family in North America and East Asia. They are social animals, typically living in single-sex herds for most of the year. In the autumn, these herds break down for the mating season, which is marked by one of nature's most impressive sounds, the bugle of the bull elk. This haunting, high-pitched call, which starts as a low bellow and rises to a piercing whistle before ending in a series of grunts, is used by males to advertise their fitness to females and to challenge rival bulls. Dominant bulls gather groups of females, called harems, which they will aggressively defend from competitors through elaborate displays and intense, sometimes violent fights involving their large, spreading antlers. These antlers, which are grown and shed each year, can grow up to 1 centimetre a day and reach spans of over 1 metre. After the rut, elk move to their wintering grounds, where they survive on a diet of grasses, shrubs, and tree bark. Their coat is a two-toned combination of a light brown or tan body and a much darker shaggy brown on the neck and head, with a characteristic large, pale yellow patch on their rump. This wapiti rump patch is a key identifying feature. The relationship between the North American elk and the European red deer is close, and for a long time they were considered the same species, though they are now recognized as distinct. Muntjac, barking deer, small deer from Asia, known for barking sounds and short antlers. Muntjacs are a group of small, stocky deer native to the forests and scrublands of South and Southeast Asia. They are often called barking deer because of the loud, dog-like barking sound they make when they sense danger. This alarm call can continue for an hour or more after a potential predator has been detected, alerting other animals in the vicinity. Muntjacs are among the most primitive of all deer species, having changed little for millions of years. They have a unique combination of small, simple antlers that are shed annually and prominent, tusk-like upper canine teeth in the males, which are used for fighting and self-defense. These canines can inflict serious wounds. The antlers themselves are very short, growing from long, bony pedicels on the forehead. Females have small, bony knobs on their heads instead of antlers. Unlike many other deer, muntjacs are solitary and territorial animals. They mark their territories using scent glands located below their eyes, known as pre-orbital glands, by rubbing them on twigs and the ground. They are adaptable feeders, browsing on a wide variety of foods, including leaves, fruits, seeds, and even bird eggs and small animals. Several